Thinking of investing, working, or starting a business in the cannabis industry? We've got you covered right here on Plant Problems. Hosted by Tony Frischknecht, Plant Problems takes a different approach to cannabis than what you're seeing and hearing from the mainstream media. Come along with Tony and be in the know about how to invest, work, or start a cannabis business. Let's get the show started with your host, Tony Frischknecht.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Plant Problems. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am excited to announce some cool stuff that I see that's happening in the US. And we're starting to see some trickles of stuff happening with social equity, since it's on the top of people's minds and it's in front of their faces every day. We're starting to see some legislation come through from it. If you guys heard some of my past episodes, I spoke with a gentleman, Chris Nanny. He actually created a social equity tool. Well, we're starting to see things kind of spawn off of that. And one of those things is expungements for people's records. And, forgive me if you don't know what the word expungement means, but it's basically erasing times in your life that may have not been the best. You may have not made the best decisions, right? And it's nobody's fault a lot of the times. I mean, it was your fault when you did it. However, I don't think anybody should be blamed for something small mistake that they made in their life. Now, of course, there's heinous crimes, and we're not talking about those, but we're starting to see some stuff happen. I did an episode a little while back about California, how they were expunging people's records. And I just read yesterday, so last month, this is happening actually in the Midwest, which is cool, that these guys are being progressive. But in Michigan, there's an expungement bill that passed, and they're allowing this to, expunge people's records so that they can be in the cannabis industry. Now, I would say 99% of the states out there have some form of hurdle that you as a business owner or a new business owner is trying to start. This will negate you from doing a legal business, which could either keep you working in the black or gray market and just basically eliminate you from any of the legal process. So some of the highlights from that, we're looking at low-level criminal offenses, probably, like small B&E, nothing major there, and some felonies. So there's going to be some guidelines that fall along these, but it's in the step in the right direction. The process is allowed to be, this will happen after 7 years after a misdemeanor and 10 years after a felony. So, one of the worst case scenarios is, oh, great, I had a felony a year ago and I'm changing my life and I want to step it up and, I want to be a positive member of society. Well, unfortunately, I have to wait 9 years in order to do that. So this would negate you from joining the industry, unfortunately. This would also allow automatic expungement for people with 2 felonies and 4 misdemeanors. So let's talk about this for a second. That is a very wide range. And it's all relative to what happened in your life. If you grew up in a life of crime, it's very easy to, I think, to accumulate this amount of convictions. So, but I think there's a lot of you that are in the middle here, that if you have experienced, a couple misdemeanors and felony, I mean, even up to 2, I mean, basically, you could have gotten caught stealing a car, breaking into a house, and stealing all the property, as well as a high-speed chase, and so on. So, the list can go on forever. But what this is telling me is, they're really, and they're in Michigan, they're really trying to open this up for people that have not been put in the best situations in their life. I would, have to applaud them for that. Um, and some people may disagree with me. However, everybody deserves a second chance, maybe even a third chance if you start looking at how wide this opens up. Um, but the other thing too, I think that this allows for is people that have been doing illegally. This doesn't totally block you out of getting legitimate. Um, Legitimacy brings a lot of peace of mind. So if you guys are out there and you're playing in that, um, criminal world, this is a huge thing. And I would suggest you really think about uh, what you can do on the other side of the line, per se. So, um, but this is huge, a huge step forward, especially in the Midwest. I'm very impressed by that. So the Senate still needs to approve some of the changes in this bill, and then it will be sent on to Governor Gretchen Whitmer for final approval. So it's not completely set right now, but we're going in that direction. I shared with some of you guys in the past, I had a misdemeanor when I applied for my cannabis license, my dispensary license. And it's pretty scary when you've already spent, I mean, we had hundreds of thousands of dollars invested already. And all of a sudden they came out with, well, if you have um, any type of high level crime, you can be eliminated from this process. Well, I had a misdemeanor, um, and it was cannabis related, uh, you know, and I was concerned I wasn't going to get my license. I would discuss this if you guys are in this situation. I would discuss this with an attorney and say, "Here's the situation. Be frank with them." One thing I learned a long time ago is if you're not going to tell anybody the truth about what's going on, you tell your attorney and your CPA what's exactly going on, because they will be able to give you good information. However, if you don't give them the right information, it can land you in a lot of trouble. So I had a low level marijuana crime that I basically ended up with a misdemeanor. I had to discuss everything to the state in licensing. I had to say, this is what happened. I did A, B, and C, right? And I'm never going to do it again. And, I kept my nose clean ever since then. I hadn't done anything. But don't let that stop you from at least exploring the fact of working legally in cannabis. I know that's a fear of many, at least it was one of mine. And I would say face it. At least knowing if it's going to be if it's going to happen for you is a lot better than just being, well, I wish I would have done this, and I wish I would have done that. So, but this is a big thing. I think we're going to see a lot more states that are going to be adopting bills like this, where they're going to be allowing, you know, allowing people second chances and being able to get in our industry, because the diversity that a lot of these people bring from business is huge for us, especially as we mature into a bigger and better industry. So, guys, just a quick one today with you. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Stay strong, stay safe, and stay healthy. And please come check me out at plantproblem.com. And I've got better than 60 episodes you can choose from. I talk about every little thing, from taxes all the way up to having interviews with political figures and so on. So please give me a try, and I promise you will learn something for sure. And at the very least, I'll hope to bring some entertainment for you. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
You've just listened to another insightful episode of Plant Problems. If you like what you heard so far, don't forget to tell your friends and colleagues. For additional resources or to leave a review, head over to plantproblem.com. Join us again next week on Plant Problems with Tony Frischknecht. We look forward to having conversations with you as we go along this journey.